You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others scroll, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday.
Haikuzo makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake na Afrika itakwisha.
Wadhani ya gosho ngai no mwega na endesho de.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani ngwe
kuku yetu yezi ingia, kuku yako itaingia 12 floor bana boss. Sasa hii vitu yote unajengea nani kama unatupiga risasi? Unajenga ati affordable housing. Nilienda Funyula na watu wa Funyula wanajua. Funyula wamejenga affordable housing inaenda 12 floor huko. Sisi Waluya tunajua hatuishi mahali kuku yetu yezi ingia. Kuku yako itaingia 12 floor bana boss. Namba 2, unatupiga risasi ati kwa mguu na umetuweka 12 floor. Na hakuna lift kwa hizo nyumba. Unataka tupande na nini tujivurute mpaka 12 floor?
Alafu kuna watu ambao wanatueleza ati ya kwa hii Nairobi hii ndio ilikuwa na shida kubwa sana, watu wengi wanaishi katika vitongoji duni. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Leo Kibera inabadilika, ni kweli ama si kweli? Leo Nairobi inakuwa na sura mpya, ni kweli ama si kweli? Hapa Makongeni inaendelea iendelee. Hapa Mathare inaendelea ama iendelee? Isili inaendelea ama iendelee? Hapa Nairobi tuko na projects 36 ya affordable housing ambazo zinaendelea. Na tunajenga manyumba 1180 kwa sasa Nairobi inaendelea. Na tuko na orodha ingine ya manyumba 1300 ya hapa Nairobi zikiendelea. Alafu kuna watu ambao wanatueleza ati ya kwamba ati wananchi waendelee kukaa kwa slums ati kwa sababu kuku haiwezi kupandishwa ghorofa ya 15. Hawa ni watu wako na akili kweli? Ni mafala, si mafala wale bana? Mafala sana.
Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Ruto and this is Political Ready coming to you at 7:30. We had a problem. Can you shut up? Linda Mwananchi tafadhali.
Oh my God! It was your internet. It was your internet that got us here.
Yeah, people of the internet, we got cut off because of I think Linda Mwananchi have decided to be cutting our internet.
No, the government. Why Linda
It used to be the government. I supported the government yesterday, and it went viral. And I was saying, Bunge la Wananchi in Kisumu is saying, we told you, this Jagero guy. Jagero.
Asikanyage siya.
Asikanyage
Linda Mwananchi.
So this is what is going on. This camera is very bad today. It is looking at this thing, and I don't know why. So people of the internet, we were having an issue with the internet before, and now we are fine. I think we are back online. Thank you very, very much for joining us tonight. We are going to be having when we were playing the video for Sifuna and we were playing the video for His Excellency the President Dr. William Ruto. Joachim and Adrian were so unhappy. and I'm wondering why were they so unhappy. Meshach was enjoying the video. I don't know, obviously, why he's doing that. So, Mr. Adrian,
Yes.
thank you very much for joining the PH today.
Pleasure is always mine.
And why are you angry?
Angry at?
Why are you angry at the fact that Ruto is first of all, Sifuna is saying that Kuku was busy, panda gorofa. And
No,
and
come
you're
on,
angry that
come
Sifuna
on,
is being literal and poetic.
Yes.
What does that mean?
In fact, I'm also just surprised. How comes people cannot get the sarcasm of Sifuna? When Sifuna says that, a hen or kuku haiwezi kupanda gorofa, he does not mean that he does not want housing for the people. It is just sarcasm that people have refused to just accept that it is sarcasm. And they now want to use it against Sifuna. In fact, I saw the video online of Sifuna talking about it, and I decided to open the comment. And I could see people saying that, I'm disappointed in Sifuna. You should have not have said such kind of a statement. He does not mean that. What Sifuna is just trying to communicate in the most simple possible way, in a sarcastic manner, is that Kenya has important problems and Kenya does not have a housing problem or a housing crisis. It does not become economically viable for you to set up a 30-story building somewhere in Bungoma whereby everyone owns a piece of home, and there are also other pertinent problems that these people are facing that you do not want to solve, but you're forcing them to buy one small bed sitter for 3 million shillings in Bungoma. So I don't know why people are taking the statements of Sifuna so literal. And they're taking it so literal. And I'm also surprised that even our president, in fact, our president went on live television to call Sifuna Fala. Why would you call someone Fala? That is very unprofessional from this president.
But Sifuna can call somebody mediocre.
He can.
Or anything.
Yes, he can.
Allowed.
So why is the president?
We are allowed to do anything.
Who?
The people in opposition.
Yes. We can get away with anything.
We have no burden of responsibility.
Oh
yes.
We are not the symbol of unity.
We've not been given mandate by Kenyans. So when we get angry, we let it out in the best way we know.
So when the people of Bungoma are sweeping roads for you, that's not a mandate. Because if one is going there tomorrow and they're sweeping the road like they do for Prophet Uwur, so that's not mandate.
That's not yet mandate.
What is that?
Preparation to give you mandate.
Anyway,
like that.
How are you doing? It is incoming senator. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay.
The people of Nairobi are always happy when they see me alive and kicking.
Okay.
They know that their senator in waiting.
All right.
Is just around the corner, waiting to be sworn in.
Yeah. By the way, I want to ask you, Meshach. I think that this guy would make a very good senator. Why are you jealous?
Why did you conclude that I'm jealous? you concluded too fast.
That is how he concludes things. He's always like that. Watch out for him.
I am not jealous.
You might become something just by him saying it.
I just think Simi would make a very good senator because Senate surely is a house of debate.
Okay.
And they're not given mandate to build roads and water and houses. So they are basically in that house to debate. And Simiu can debate all the day, all the night.
Yeah.
The only thing he needs to tone down on is his love for particular community or group than the rest. And then he'll just be senator of everyone. For now, he looks like he's going to make a senator for one part of the country. That's basically what it is.
You can see how he's struggling to decampaign me.
I'm not decampaigning.
I'm a hard candidate to decampaign.
No. I honestly think that you'll be a very good senator. Because senator is just speaking. You and Sifuna, same WhatsApp group, speaking.
You see, it's good to always identify what you are good with.
Okay.
And go to areas where your ability favors you.
Absolutely.
The unfair advantage that you have over others, use it well. And in this case, I'm using it for the benefit of the people. So all I want to be in Nairobi is to be the voice of everybody.
Okay.
To speak on behalf of the Indians, on behalf of the whites here, on behalf of every single person
Kikuyus.
being in Nairobi. Even
But it would be good to start now.
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
now,
Adrian is saying that you speak too much for Kikuyus.
So, at what instance do you conclude that I have spoken for Kikuyus?
I don't know, it is him to say.
Have I said that? Have
Yeah,
I
you
really
said
that?
it off camera.
He was mentioning all tribes, and I just said also Kikuyus.
Yeah.
But he has grown a certain love for Kikuyus because of his
His
presidential
affiliation.
candidate,
Yeah.
Jimmy Wanjigi. So
When
maybe
I
he might
support-
tell us.
When I support Jimmy Wanjigi,
Yeah.
am I supporting Kikuyus?
No, you are deflecting.
No, I'm not.
No, even Adrian knows you are deflecting. You know Adrian
No.
is your brother
Yes,
in opposition. and you better listen to him.
I am.
You better listen
but
to
my
him.
candidate.
If Meshach was saying something, I would be quiet. But when Meshach, when Adrian is saying something, you better listen because it's your brother telling
I
you.
know, but
Younger brother.
Yes.
you see, the issue here is that we are in a home of very many rooms, and everyone is praising their room, saying that mine is having a bigger balcony.
Okay.
The other one is saying, no, mine has a good kitchen. So by the end of the day, we will decide which room is better than the other. So as the people of Nairobi, I have told them time without number that among the people who have expressed interest to be senators of Nairobi,
Yeah.
no one is better than me.
Yeah.
I am going to bid them hands down. Like my brother Jalango, he did a good job at radio.
Okay.
I loved his kipindi with Mwakideo at Milele.
Okay.
And with Jeff Koinange at Hot 96.
Okay.
So I intend to take him back to his profession.
Yeah.
To continue with the radio. He's very talented in that
and Faith
area.
Odhiambo.
He's
And Faith Odhiambo is also coming.
No, she
as a senator.
Has she made pronouncement that she wants to be senator?
She wants to.
She wants to be. I thought she was going for women rep.
Yes, that's what she said.
Yeah, I think she's going for
So
women
at the
rep.
end of the day, I, Joachim Smeyu, the son of a Ken Carter from Bungoma.
Aken
my
Carter.
Yes, I am going to become senator.
Oh
of
my
Nairobi.
goodness, we are back to this, the son of a nobody. You see why we are saying he's likely to retrench from the other side.
Okay.
That is where people are elected because they are sons of a nobody, a son of a single mother. You know them.
No,
when
I didn't get your problem properly.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
the
Jaguero.
reference he has just
When
made
I say-
tells that he is now completely aligned to Mount Kenya. Even what he is selling
Okay.
now references to there. When they were bringing Kawajiku,
Okay.
they said this is a son of a single mother, and then they paint a picture that looks really bad, and then people become emotional, and then Kawajiku is
No, I do
elected.
not want Kenyans
Then
to
they
be
go
emotional.
to other. That is how they. And now Simiyu is telling us here, the son of a Ken Carter, so that we start feeling like, oh, really?
No.
We need to give this guy a vote.
No, that's
You
not
know,
my intention.
you know, in the place where I come from,
Yes.
people campaign.
Meshack, you
Wait,
need to
wait,
chill.
Adrian, wait,
Meshack,
Adrian.
chill.
In Luo Nyanza, people campaign that this is a lawyer. Orengo has fought as a lawyer. Anyang' Nyong'o is a professor. So and so is engineer. What? But in the Mount Kenya, we say, I'm a son of a nobody. Please,
no,
I'm a son of a nobody.
No, Meshach, you are
Who has campaign in Luo Nyanza with
Meshach,
the tag, I'm a son of a
Meshach,
nobody?
unaweka chumvi kwa
Except
hiyo
William
kitu.
Ruto,
Nah,
who came
unaweka
to
chumvi
Mount
sana.
Kenya.
No, that is
Except William Ruto, who came to Mount Kenya in 2022
Okay.
and carried that, and they voted largely
Jaguero,
because
my
Ruto
intention
said,
is very different.
I went to
Just
school
a minute.
without shoes.
Yes.
No, that is
are you
what sells
okay?
there.
Okay, fine.
And that is
Fine.
what Joachim has taken on.
Fine.
No.
and
My
sells.
intention is completely different.
Fine. Why are you talking about your father being a Ken
When I
Carter?
say I'm a son of a Ken Carter, when I say I'm a son of a Ken Carter,
Okay.
all I am
you
saying,
just keep making things worse. I think he's just taking over to us something. Then he's making it worse.
No. I genuinely want to know why is he introducing himself as the son of a Ken Carter?
Yes.
I mean, okay, what?
To emotionalize him.
No, Meshach, please.
Jaguero.
Meshach, please.
at the end of the day,
Meshach, please.
at the end of the day, there is nothing that exposes people than politics, more than politics.
All right.
Politics exposes all your sides.
All right.
And at some point,
Okay.
these things will be said.
Okay.
So before they say them,
Okay.
I want to say them mapema. And when I say I'm a son of a Ken Carter,
Okay.
it's an encouragement to somebody out there who might think that just because they are children of a Ken Carter, they can become anything.
All right.
It's a show of grace.
Okay.
And abundant grace.
Okay.
That it doesn't matter where you come from, you can be anything that God has destined you to become.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do not want Kenyans and people of Nairobi to be emotional in voting for the Son of Man.
Okay.
I will be the best senator they have ever gotten.
Okay.
I will not lower the bar that my brother
What will
has
you?
set.
What do you think you are going to change when you become a senator? Because we have had
Yes.
Sifuna as a senator,
Yes.
who apparently is now going for the horn of the bull, which is
Yes.
the presidency.
Yes.
And then we have had a few others like Sakaja.
We had Sonko as the first senator.
We
of
have
Nairobi.
Sonko, the first senator. We have Sakaja, and then now Sifuna. The thing is, I feel like it just. I mean, what is a senator going to do for us in Nairobi?
No,
What are you going to do?
A Senate is how elaborate you are in explaining the things that the people should be focused on.
Okay.
It's a house of oversight, a house of debate
All right.
about pertinent issues. It's a house of representation.
Okay.
And I'm going to do just that. And woe unto thee who is going to be governor of Nairobi.
I think you wacha na kupiga kifua kwanza. Yeah, let's go to the basics. Let's go to basics because we are giving you an opportunity to campaign here. What is it? What is it that Sifuna did not do that you're going to do? What is it? No, let's leave Sifuna alone because that's a bad fight for you. Let's go down to others like Sakaja and Sonko.
I think there is a baseline that has been said by my brother Sifuna.
Okay.
That the city of Nairobi needs a lot of visibility in terms of speaking on behalf of the Kenyan people. People took notice of Sifuna first on debate during the House and during TV debates to make sense out of even the most trivial things. That you are speaking for the people. And the reason why people took attention of my brother is because they saw themselves, he was speaking the mind of so many people who couldn't get a platform to air their views. When you talk about the problems people are going through, things that need to be done the right way, that is the job of a senator. And I am going to do just that. I have said severally that I will not lower the bar that has been set, especially for Nairobi City Council.
The question that I keep answering and asking, and I don't get the proper answer, and probably the lawyer, Mr. Adrian Oluoch, is going to chime in on this, is it the senator? Because you are a senator of Nairobi, but it sounds like you oversight everybody. I mean, the person that Sifuna was running after in the streets was not the senator was not the governor of Nairobi. So this senatorship, I don't understand why are you following everybody? You're saying that you're going to be a senator for Nairobi. So then we should be specific. What is it that you want to oversight in Nairobi? What is the problem with Nairobi?
There is a time Senator Mtata said that I am the senator of Kenya elected by the people of Busia.
Okay.
And the day Sifuna was going against for that governor from Samburu.
Yes.
Because he's a member of a committee called County Public Accounts Committee.
Okay.
That's where governors come to explain how they have spent the money allocated to them by the national government. And Sifuna happens to be a member of that committee and a vibrant member for that matter. And I am told that every governor who is told, who is summoned by that committee is dreadful of a few people in the committee. And I will say, Sifuna atakuwa na Cherargei. Cherargei can make a lot of jokes on the floor of the house, but he does a good job in the committees. And I agree with that.
Okay.
So when you are a governor, senator, you are not just a senator of the county that you come from. You serve in different committees. Like when you are a member of the Energy Committee in the Senate, energy is not just in Nairobi, it's a countrywide thing. So you are a senator of Kenya, elected by the people of the county you come from. And I am saying, once again, the son of a Ken Carter
Yeah, it's fine.
is asking for your vote.
Mambo haya si
Yeah,
maneno.
but I think the idea of cane cutters is irrelevant. I'm going to come to Adrian. Adrian, in passing, can you tell me why it's a very interesting position in government as an arm of government that you are supposed to oversight the people that the governor that where you are elected, but you're also oversighting everybody.
I think most people actually get this thing wrong.
Okay.
You know, sometime when you are going to vote, let me give you an example. If the national parliament today is going to vote on the finance bill, most people tend to have this misconception that an MP like Ndiri Nyoro is going to represent the affairs of people in Kiharu. Let me tell you something according to legislation, and this is the philosophy.
Okay.
Legislation functions as a collective on a national interest. So you see, even the issue with senators, a senator does not come into a house just to represent a specific region like Busia.
Okay.
If today you are going to be voting on issues, let's say the allocation of revenue for counties, it will not be one senator who will stand up and say, this is my vote. It will be a collective. So you see, on the issues of national interest, senators come out as they are one and the same. It does not really mean that this person comes from this specific counties, this person comes from this specific counties. But at the same time, that specific function that you have, you can also represent the issue of that specific county, but it will still have to be decided by a collective of all senators.
Okay.
I don't know if you're getting that philosophy. That is why sometimes one senator will speak about a national issue.
Okay.
Because that is the way the legislature functions. It functions as a collective. So sometimes it is not a must for you as a legislature to just speak on issues that affect one specific county.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
But then my thinking then is that if you are electing a senator, therefore you are not looking at just the fact that they can oversight your city. But it looks to me like you are oversighting the entire country.
Yes, you are.
And so we are electing somebody who has the capability of oversighting the entire country.
That is why I'm telling you, that is always the philosophy, even in any voting. Right now, you might come up with a very good proposal as a senator, saying that, I need more allocation of 30%, and it is because the people in Sierra County complained to me. But the problem is that you will not get that 30% because others have to collectively decide on that 30%.
Yeah.
So do you see how it becomes tricky?
Yes.
That is why we always talk about that philosophy of collective functioning of the legislature. That is why consistently you have to talk about something that is affecting another person, so that you can get that collective acceptance on what you are fighting for. But at the same time, if you look at our constitution, or maybe the County Government Act, the function is always specific, that you are sent to the parliament to oversight interest on that specific county that you represent. And you're supposed to be representing that county. In fact, the biggest function of senators in Kenya was the creation of devolution. So senators were supposed to be the gateway of protection of devolution. That is the biggest function.
So the 25% that Raila was begging Ruto during their conversations in as far as the broad-based government is concerned should actually be championed by the Senate.
It should be championed by the Senate because that is the proper function. If you are going to be talking about protecting devolution, number one, you want the counties to continue functioning, right? How do you function? Because we are a quasi-devolved government, right? That our
quasi.
Yes, quasi-devolved government. It is not like the United States whereby we have a federal government and states that operate almost independently. It is not like that.
Perhaps we should have had that for the betterment of this country. Don't you think? Why did you decide to go not to go full scale?
It is difficult.
I think it's a work in progress.
No, it's
work.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a work in progress.
Yes.
Because part of the ambition of devolution is to make sure that counties become self-sufficient when it comes to raising revenue for themselves.
Yes.
Such that one day in the future, we are going to have a county like Sierra County not needing this national revenue allocation from the government.
Oh yeah?
That is the major ambition of devolution in the government.
But that means that you'll have KRA will have to be split.
Not that. That means that county will be given powers to independently have its own KRA body, to independently have its own departments of justice,
Public service and
departments of attorney,
All
those functions that we feel are
can
national.
imagine leaving that in the hands of Orengo. What a disaster!
What is your problem with Jim?
Those bloggers,
Can you imagine?
No, what is your biggest problem with senior counsel Jim?
Yes.
You have not seen Orengo in his prime. You've not
So
seen
what is he doing in
Orengo.
leadership? Is his prime is behind him?
No.
What is he doing in leadership if his prime is behind him?
His prime is not behind him. But
you are saying that I've not seen Orengo in his prime. Fine.
yes.
So his prime is already
So
gone.
there is
So his prime is gone.
So we don't need him anymore.
We don't need him anymore.
There is the peak of the graph. Even as it curves down, they are accepted levels.
Okay.
And then it gets to a certain level when we say now where you've got it's a red line, you can't continue.
That is the senility of Buru that Odhiambo was talking about, correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, he was saying what?
It's forgotten.
But that is what we're talking about, Jagero.
Yeah.
It functions like
It
a
is,
quasi.
that would be beautiful.
Yes,
but
it would
I'm
be beautiful.
wondering. Do you? I want to get to Meshach.
Yeah.
Meshach, that is beautiful. But how prepared are we to go that direction?
Okay, Jagero, this is what I think.
Okay.
Coming from where the two gentlemen have come,
Okay.
I actually think our Senate has not done the much we had expected to have been done by now, because this is actually third. Well, we started devolution in 2013, and we went for another election in 2017.
Yes.
And then 2022. So we should have done so much by now, and that would have been unlocked by the Senate, because like Adrian said, devolution and protection of devolution is given as a mandate to the Senate. And so today, the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga would not be begging the president or advocating when senators are in the House who should have already known that if we have a budget of 4 trillion, it is very, very little to be talking about 385 billion or 405 or 15 billion to all the 47 counties and leaving 3-point-something trillion to the national government. 2, we have had the parliament called Senate all this while there are still functions of the counties that are stuck at the national level, and we don't know why the national government refused for all this period of 15 years or more to relinquish those functions to the county, because the allocation of money or funds follows the functions. So there is no way we could get the money going and the functions have remained at this level.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying, even though we have had Senate, but I don't think they have done, they have scored high in terms of what we had expected. So going to what Adrian is saying, we expected maybe 15 years later, 20 years later, we would have known how the county governments can work with maximum functions that were given in the Constitution 2010 and maximum allocation of money to them. Then we as the people would be able to say, I am looking at what Governor Orengo has done in Siaya with this amount of money and the functions. I think the county is now fully grown. We can actually devolve even what was remaining in national government. We can now think about devolving everything, and then we have a full devolution like maybe the US.
I think,
but now, even 15 years later...
You're talking about the maturity of time.
Yes.
But what about the maturity of devolved government?
That's what that's where I'm coming to. 15 years later, we still have a debate whether governors are actually able. Orengo is just one of the examples we are using. It's not like he is the only one who has not done anything. Many of the governors have failed one way or another. So we are not lucky as a country that 15 years later, we have tried. One time, the people had an imagination that governors are supposed to be these managers and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The first batch of governors. The major senior politicians ran to the Senate. They left governors to the so-called managers.
Yes.
80% failed terribly. Then we came to the second batch. The whole team who are in Senate moved and went to be governors. That is where Nyang' Nyong'os and many of them who moved away from Senate and went to be governors.
Why did they move?
Because of the control of resources that is there. So
What do you mean by control?
They realized that Senate controls nothing. There is no allocation even for a senator in terms of budget.
But what do you mean? What do you mean by control? Stealing.
Stealing comes after control.
When you are a watchman of a granary, can you sleep hungry?
No, wait.
For example, in a very basic manner.
This is what I mean.
Down his question.
Let's not politicize this. Let's just let's just maintain facts.
Oh my goodness.
Control here means decision.
Yes.
Like now, if my governor is Ochilo Ayako and Migori has 10 billion,
all right.
He is the president of that
His
county.
His governor is in Nakuru.
Yes. He is the president of that county.
Dogman.
And wait, Jagir. When more responsibility or more privilege is given to you, more responsibility is also on you.
Okay.
So if anything is not working in Migori, it means either he is not in control or he is the one mismanaging everything.
Okay.
So they are the only two people in the whole country who can give proper answer. The president at the national level and the governor at the county level. So if there is 4 trillion or 3 trillion in the national government and it is mismanaged, either the president didn't mismanage, but he was sleeping on the job, so somebody he gave authority to do this at the ministry mismanaged, and he didn't know. So that means he still takes responsibility of not being awake on the job. The opposite is either he knew this is going to be mismanaged and is part of the mismanagement. The same happens to the governor.
The question I want to ask you is, because do you think that there is a realization? So take Sinakuru Kukulubanga, for example.
Yes.
Does he understand that, look, I am having this county government and I'm not just looking at the, I think he was given 9 billion this year, this financial year. I am not just looking at the 9 billion. I am looking at the mining sector in Migori. I'm looking at the agricultural sector in Migori. I'm looking at the tourism sector in Migori. How can I make this a mini government so that it is able to collect enough money to take care of all the devolved units? Because I think agriculture is devolved. I think health is devolved to
a better extent.
And many other things that have been devolved. So then, do you think that the counties that we have right now are saying we are mini governments? And the first thing is we have to compete with the national government, because the national government is collecting money from each and every Kenyan that is having a salary or doing business, right? Then what are we doing to collect what we need to have, the resources that we have? Do you think they have that understanding, or most of them are just looking forward to the 9 billion, the 10 billion, the 12 billion that is coming from Nairobi?
They do, and one of them is Wamatangi just the other day, talking about moving the on-source revenue from where he found it to almost 2-point-something billion. That is a classical example of governors who have understood that they can actually do more. The problem is where we started the conversation. That today you give Sinakuru 10 billion. Half of that money first goes to the salaries. You remain with 50% of this money. Then you have the fuel,
the office of the governor is 2 billion.
Everything. That takes another chunk of the money. You realize that every county, out of 10 billion, for example, have only 2 billion to put in development. So this is why many Kenyans are wondering, we get money every day. Very little goes to development. It means this money is being embezzled here. Today, to be honest, even if not any money was embezzled, the amount of money that goes for development is still not enough the way Kenyans had imagined that county government would do. So we need to go back to Senate and ensure that can this house unite their voices and ensure that if there is a 1 trillion budget for Kenya, maybe 500 should be going, 50% should be going to the counties. Then we begin to see the differences. So today, we don't even know as a people that MCAs have a major role in the county government, because even if today I was governor and I am locked in the room with 10 billion and I know for sure there is no oversight here, MCAs are not even looking forward to oversight me. Some of them are again people with no capacity. They have been elected because they are popular in their area and they have been taken to county assembly to oversight someone who is a professor or someone who has been in the government as a career civil servant, who knows where the loophole is in government and how to steal money from government. Then you have someone out there who have no idea to be the oversight person as MCA.
Yes, I want to go to Adrian because Adrian.
Just to leave you to go to Adrian. Okay. So this is some part of the senators who would have helped the country. If you are a senator in Nairobi, for example, it calls on you to actually know how to start working with MCAs to strengthen even their capacity to oversight the governor. Help you oversight the governor together.
I want to go to Adrian because Adrian is the lawyer here. Adrian, there is this issue of the wage bill that he's talking about. That is taking almost 70 to 75%, sometimes
in
even
some
80%.
counties it takes even more.
Even 80% of the money that is allocated there. But I do not think that the understanding was that we are getting money from the national government to go and pay wages. Because when you are creating the devolved government, I don't think you are creating jobs. You are actually creating a conducive environment for development. But when the same devolved unit that you've put in law is a monster that is eating again all this money, because before devolution we didn't have all these people. And if you go to the government, to the devolved government, there are so many officers. And then we have devolved the CSS down there. We have got other, they call themselves ministers. What are they called?
Chief Executive Committee.
CEOs. So many appointments in almost every department.
And you lawyers are the ones who created this monster, right?
I understand. We are the ones who, but you know, sometimes it's not that we created a monster. We created with a certain intention. And look at this, and I say this.
Okay.
If there's one person who has always believed that counties need to function independently, it has always been me.
Okay.
Because right now, nobody has that idea that a county is a government. Nobody in Kenya sees a county as a government right now. Nobody. In fact, you even call it county government of Siaya, but you don't realize that this is a government. Meaning that your governor, you have given him a specific area whereby he is like the president of that institution. So the moment we still rely on this issue of getting revenue from the national government, we take away that idea that counties are supposed to be functioning independently. And that is where the problem is right now. Because the moment you strip away that idea of getting money from the county governments and you force counties to come up with their own policies in order to make that specific government to be successful, that is where now they start working as a county government. Let's take on the issue of maybe revenue. You decide to cut off the revenue from the national government, and you decide and tell counties, you guys are going to have to come up with your own ways of raising this revenue amount. That is the only time you'd see a governor struggling to get investors in his own county, struggling to come up with county corporations in order to raise that revenue. But the moment you tell them that you need to rely on this specific amount of money from the county government, it strips away that culture of counties functioning as its own government. And that is the problem with county government. But if you look at even us who created this law, one of the things we knew is that at one point or another, counties are just going to function like the national government, whereby they're spending a lot of their money on expenditure.
Yeah.
So we even passed a law under the, I don't know, it is the Public Finance Management Act. We say that counties are not to be spending more than 35% of their money on expenditure, paying workers and everything. But if you look at the statistics right now, counties are spending more than 50% of their money on expenditures on paying CECs and all these people. But if you look at it, counties have also functioned in a very terrible manner.
Okay.
Especially governors. Governors have looted these counties in expectance that the next person should take the problem.
Yeah.
Why are we facing a problem expenditures on counties right now? Go and look at how much money Nairobi owed the previous governor. Look at how much money a senator like Orengo owed the previous governor. It is in the billions. So the people who took over devolution in the first place, they even failed to pay the contractors, the tenderpreneurs, all these individuals. So you are creating a problem that is also piling up, just like the national government.
Okay.
So counties, there is a way that counties have also just failed.
But then the question is, and this is a very ignorant question to ask, the salaries for all these officers, is it baked in law?
Commensurate. It is not really baked in law. It is also baked in the counties. Who pays the people who are CECs?
Actually,
It is the county.
I was told yesterday or the day before yesterday that there's a plan to actually bring the payroll back to the national government.
Yes, you see?
And many counties have already prepared to hand over the payroll, just that payroll, because the issue of ghost workers in the
Is it because of what we were discussing yesterday, the unitary, there was a question that was being floated yesterday by Kachola that was saying that the government is going to have one payroll.
Yes,
the issue, one HR system.
Yeah, the issue of
the HR system. Yes.
Yeah, the issue of ghost workers has also become a menace in almost all counties, and it is likely not possible to deal with it at the county level. So the national government probably.
But the national government is also having a bigger problem.
No, at least national government, Jagero, to be honest, at least national government doesn't have the number of ghost workers that counties have.
Oh yeah?
They may be having, but not in the same level where it is very difficult to be a ghost worker in the national government.
Really?
But yes, but much easier in the county.
Because
and you see, that is actually one of the biggest fears of making counties independent, just like you've raised. The moment you give them that function to hire even people, hire as much as 500 health workers, then you realize that it is only 300 health workers who are actually working, and 200 are non-existent.
Where are they?
Who are they? Not there.
The names are on the payroll, but the exact person is not there.
That is why Simbarati was putting everybody to line to next.
So you have 340 vehicles.
Okay.
But you find that you have 1,100 drivers.
Yeah.
So you say, okay, kila mtu asimame na gari yake.
Na ngurumishe.
Unapata kuna driver amelipwa for 2 years, but hajui hata kupiga start gari.
So even that one was not even the problem. The problem why he lined up everyone is because he had a list that there are 50 drivers, right?
Okay.
So he goes to there and he says, I want to see these people physically with their IDs. Yeah. So you find that fake person cannot show up.
Cannot show up because there is no such a person.
Okay, so then they are just names, but they are going to somebody else's account.
Yes. It could be one employee having multiple accounts of payment.
No, but others have actually have the actual people, because again it is not possible to even open bank account with someone who does not exist and things like that. So most of them is just, I would be in Nairobi, but
you work in Garissa.
I work in Garissa.
Your name is in Garissa.
My
as a
name,
worker.
ID, everything as a driver or as office this or that. So that's why Arati was saying, if we have 40 drivers and
so
county
why am I Nairobi?
No, county only has 20 vehicles.
Good example.
Why is county only having 20 vehicles and drivers are 40?
Yes. I want to give you a classic example.
Yes.
The governor of Bungoma is your friend.
Okay.
You helped him campaign.
Oh, I see.
But you do not need a job. But you have a brother who can be employed. But that brother, you want him employed, but he can't do that job.
Okay.
Because he's not qualified. So, unamwambia weka tu ndugu yangu hapa. So, your brother gets a salary as a worker in the county, but he does not work there. He's just in the village looking after cattle.
Hey.
So he gets the
how
money.
lucrative can it be?
No, he gets the money and you have agreement. You take 50%. You give me 50%.
Yes.
So I have 100 or 200 ghost workers and they are emitting 50% of the
their salaries every month.
So
That
they pay taxes.
Somebody
Out
was actually telling me that it also happens with MPs, where the people that are working for them are given bonuses at the end of the year, and they take all of it.
Yes.
They tell you to send it back to them. All of it.
But you don't know that even MPs actually sell bursary forms at the CBF.
They sell them.
Like if they're giving you a bursary of 10,000, you send back 5,000. You buy it.
You buy for 5.
Yes.
Most of the MPs work with mostly the private schools. I am giving you bursaries for 20 or 30 or 50 students.
Okay.
Each bursary is 10,000.
Okay.
And the school knows for sure those kids do not exist. So the school is the one generating the names of the students.
Yes.
But
they don't exist.
Their numbers, whatever ID, whatever, everything needed. And then the check is written to the name of the school. And then the head teacher or the principal knows this
is the cut
non-existing.
for Mheshimiwa.
So you take the checks to the school does acknowledgement for purposes of accountability and sends back to the constituency office. And now Auditor General comes, you have the checks, these checks, the photocopies, these ones went to this school, and the school acknowledged receipt of the money. So the auditors are like, this is stick. No audit query there.
You can't verify the individual students.
Oh,
Yes.
how beautiful.
Because auditors will not go to school to ask which one is.
Who is
Valerie
Edwin
Anyango.
Wafomba? Ayugo?
Yes.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So, Jagero, I wanted to say something about devolution. Even before Baba died, he had started talking about something. The scrapping off of CDF and strengthening of devolution. That the money we give to members of parliament as CDF is illegal and it should be taken to counties. Shareable revenue should be increased at the county level to further strengthen devolution. And that is his last wish in terms of governance is concerned. And therefore, I think it's a valid argument because as a member of parliament who is doing oversight of the national resources and allocation, they also have a kitty that needs to be oversight. That you are doing oversight of the national budget. You are the ones allocating money. But you also have some fund that you need to use and nobody asks you a question about it. So in Raila Odinga's thinking, he was like, members of parliament should be focused just on legislation and representation and oversight, but they should not be given money to be able to do development. That should be left to the counties, where even a ward development fund is now available to the members of the county assembly. And just as Meshach mentioned,
Is it?
Yes.
What development plan have been affected?
It has not been, but MCAs have a ward development fund.
No.
You don't know that?
They have.
I think it was talked about recently, but it was a legal problem. So they had to pass a policy that they're going to be giving county MCAs a certain amount of money.
Yes.
I see a certain county gave each MCA about 20 million.
There are counties who have it as their agreement and legislation at that county. But at national level, we are supposed to probably legislate
and make it and make it work.
There is no law that gives MCS access.
So it is only one particular county or the other. The MCS deciding to sit down with
governors. So the idea is
agree.
actually to formalize that.
Yes.
That members of the county assembly should have a fund of development.
But now
goodness.
The biggest
it's
issue,
widening the basket for corruption.
Jagero, the biggest issue now with the proposal that
so then the chiefs are going to demand theirs.
the late Raila Amolo Odinga made that proposal, and it already rubbed every other MP in a wrong way. There are others who came out to say no because of many reasons, but there are also those who feared saying no to Baba, so they kept quiet. But
no one came out and supported it.
Kulikuwa na tumbo joto. The problem wananchi have with that is, you talk about the national government, CDF, and whenever there is an audit query, the member of parliament says he is just a patron or she's just a patron. She has nothing to do with that fund.
Yes.
But whenever it is done and it is well, they put their names on those projects and they become the owners of those projects.
Yes.
And recently somebody went to the house and said, can we remove the names of members of parliament from anything that has been done by CDF, because it was not your personal money. So why are we doing a project with taxpayers' money?
Did they erase?
No, it is a debate going on. So this is where the problem comes in. When you remove CDF completely from being there and you take it either to the county or wherever, then the politics shifts, because right now the campaign is on CDF, and the people have even forgotten that member of parliament was supposed to represent them in the house. Member of parliament was supposed to legislate. So we do not want to look at what kind of legislations has Adrian taken to the house as our member of parliament.
Yes.
We simply look at your constituency and we see CDF.
You have done CDF, and we forget what you do in the
classrooms house. And we are saying another term. So we realize we don't realize as a people that we left 4 trillion with the national government without oversight, but we came and spent 100 million in a very good way at the constituency, and then we are calling you a hero because you spent. So I would rather use oversight 4 trillion and you without this 100 million.
Well, this is really traumatizing, I think, for the people of the internet that even listening, because it looks like the only person that is losing every bit of legislation that we do is, at the end of the day, the mwananchi.
Yes.
Because all these problems are just making everybody that the voter is the one that is paying this thing. Because if the one person is going to get 20 million, I am thinking he might take 17 and leave you with 3. Okay? The MP is getting 100 million. He might take 80 and leave you with 20. Okay, look at Sakaja. A budget standoff at Nairobi City County has plunged City Council into a growing operational crisis. With prolonged power disruption crippling key services, forcing officials to rely on unreliable backup generators. The disruption now stretching into its 3rd week. This is, by the way, a piece of news item has brought operations at City Hall and City Hall Annex to a near standstill after Kenya Power disconnected electricity over unpaid bill estimated at 3 billion. Sakaja has not paid Kenya Power 3 billion. All right? Critical county services, including payment of single business permits, payment of suppliers, parking fees, revenue collection, and customer service have been severely affected. All right? So, City Council of Nairobi, the government of Nairobi does not have money to pay anybody. But why is this the case? It collects, I think Joachim was the one that was telling me, I don't know how he knew, that Sakaja is collecting 40 million every day. Is that, you are the one who said that, right?
He's collecting almost that amount.
40 million?
Yes.
And then the county government...
Actually more.
More than that.
Yeah. Because the reason why I would say more, you can refer back to the time of Sonko when he was telling a story of 50 million being brought to him every day at that time. And then he found that Kidero had digitalized the collection 36 accounts, but more than 100 was still manual. And so from that more than 100, they were siphoning more money and were able to give Sonko 50, meaning they have also remained with theirs.
Sometimes 60 million.
Yeah, which could be more. We never knew. But
They were bringing him without him asking for it.
Yes.
no, this was his to eat,
To eat.
and enjoy.
Pole, governor, pana,
So what they do, they
pana
collect,
uliza maswali.
they do the whole day collection, then they take what they need to bank and bank, then they remain with the portion. This portion they give governor.
Wanasema,
This 50 is yours. We have banked this much, we are giving you this much, as we are
tumebaki.
remaining
So
in
then
the
if we remain with 100, don't ask.
yes. Si wewe umepata 60 yako.
yeah.
Si tumebaki
Exactly.
40.
So that's
Swali
why
yako
I'm
ni
saying.
gani?
That's why I'm saying, if those days of Sonko, then today Sakaja must be collecting even more.
Even 200 million.
Yeah.
Even 200, it was even 200 million a day.
So the issue
Exactly.
we have is not the absence of revenue. The issue we have is a lot of areas where we have revenue leaks.
Yeah.
And we have to be very intentional in sealing those loopholes.
So Joaquim akona kazi.
It is
Nairobi.
not a small job. And especially if you are a member of the County Public Accounts Committee and you are the one asking governors on how they have spent the money. You remember I came here with an Auditor General's report about how the governors had spent their money. And one of the governors from a county that desperately needs money for basics like Kitui County, he's called Malombe Julius. Actually, he is called Dr. Malombe Julius. He had spent in his office alone 2.01 billion.
In his office means what?
In his office, on his office operations.
What is that?
Which
Expenditure.
means expenditure of the office,
Chai.
Wi-Fi, tissue,
Operational budget
operations
for the governor's
for the
office.
governor's office.
You know, sometimes when you even say these things, they sound so big. But we need to explain these things, what operations are.
They're actually big because if you find sometimes.
Are they salaries?
How do you spend 3 million?
Are
on
they
one
salaries?
house?
No. Operations and maintenance is not salaries.
What is it?
Operations is fueling the vehicle of the governor.
Where is he going?
He has trips.
Jagero,
of
this
businesses.
is how the
Okay.
budget, when a budget lands at the county,
Okay.
there is a portion that is for the county assembly. That
Okay.
is the legislative wing of the county government.
Yes.
Okay.
They are given their budget, and that budget is oversighted, is actually administered by the speaker, who is the head of the legislative wing.
Yeah.
Then the other part of the budget comes to the executive.
Yes.
All right.
So in this executive budget, there is ADP and CIDP, so they know the projects we are supposed to finish in this financial year are this. The ones that are kicking on this financial year are this.
Okay.
But before we get to that, salaries will be this much out of the one we are remaining with. That is executive now. Salaries is from governor to everybody employed by the county government.
Okay.
After salaries, the operational budget, operational fuel for the vehicles, chai in the office.
All the vehicles.
Yeah,
all the county
everything,
vehicle.
everything on the side of executive. These are the operational budget, what we will use on fuels, tea, when governor has got guests, everything. If camera needs to be replaced
Yes.
in the office, everything operational.
In whose office?
In the governor's office.
It begins.
Because what I want to understand, when you talk about vehicles,
Yeah.
are they all the vehicles in the county or in the executive?
All the vehicles in the executive arm of government at the county.
That's why we were asking.
The assembly have got their budget.
They are
They are also
budgeting.
doing the same.
They're also having operations.
Yes. Assembly have
How
operations.
many operations?
There are
operations.
There are two. So when they are done with this, they start from the governor's office.
Okay.
Maybe they do the budgeting process just like national government. So you realize the cameraman said they need to change this lens, and they need fish eye lens, which is costing 400,000.
Okay.
So
Fish eye lens.
many things, just as an example. So they put all that, the governor's office, operational budget here. Then deputy governors, CECs, everybody, CEOs. And then when they are done, now the little money remaining should be going now to the project. That's why the county who has spent most in the
development
is
30%?
is at 30%.
30%.
And could only be 1 or 2 among
Governors.
the 47.
So when you ask them, they tell you that we have spent most of our money paying salaries and on operations and maintenance.
Yeah.
But when you go deep and say, okay, now tell us on salaries, how much money have you spent on salaries and paid to who? That's where the Auditor General's report are always having glaring gaps.
Yes.
That we couldn't establish how many people were paid salaries, and they couldn't justify the amount of money they said they used to pay salaries. In this particular case, the governor from Kitui County, Malombe, could not answer calls to clarify on how he used 2.1 billion in a year in his office alone. He could not even respond to the queries asked by the Auditor General. And I have a problem with the people of Kitui and the people of Bungoma. They reason the same way. This is the reason. The first governor of Kitui was called Dr. Julius Malombe. Dr. Julius Malombe came into power, mismanaged the county at the inaugural levels of the devolution. Then the second term, kukakuja na Mama Charity Ngilu. Mama Charity Ngilu akafanya mambo yake, akatoka, wakasema hapana, wacha turudishe ule tuliweka wa kwanza. Wakarudisha tena Dr. Julius Malombe. Despite him having mismanaged the county funds in his first term, they brought him to now finish the county completely in his second term. That is the behavior typically of what the people of my county, Bungoma, did. They elected the retired district commissioner called Kenneth Lusaka to be the first governor. The scandal of non-carcinogenic wheelbarrows.
Wheelbarrow costing 100,000.
100,000 each.
Non-carcinogenic?
Yes.
What is that word?
It means that it is not, you can use it to store food. It cannot contaminate it. And when we asked him a question...
In short, just make it simple. Tell people that Wangamati contracted to buy wheelbarrow. One wheelbarrow costed about
109,000 per wheelbarrow.
Have you ever seen a wheelbarrow costing you 100,000?
But it is carcinogenic.
So
you don't know how it looks
there
like.
Was a time in the last year, People Dialogue Festival, Governor Lusaka came there. And the question of non-carcinogenic wheelbarrows arose. And one young man stood and said, Governor, you are telling us about how to weed out corruption from our governance. Tell us about your wheelbarrows.
Yes.
And he immediately started behaving like a chola, sweating profusely. So I think I'm not done with this issue here.
Yes, quickly.
So these guys who mismanaged their counties in their first term, and people voted them out on the basis of mismanagement of resources. That we do not want we do not want Lusaka because I may be in Bungoma County. They vote who? Wangamati. Wangamati comes in and he's popular with his education programs, scholarships. Then they are like, oh, no. Wangamati is no longer a friend of Wetangula. Now let us return Lusaka.
They returned him.
Yes. Now Lusaka is only ruling with Bukusu riddles. He only speaks in a lot of Bukusu riddles, like the former member of parliament for Bumula, who is called the former member of parliament where Wamboka is. They are ruling with riddles. So if we have evidence that a particular person mismanaged the resources of the county, and that is the reason why we voted in another governor. Why do we return and re-elect
I think
The person whom is managing.
I think also the problem, even as you get in, and we want to go to the Sifuna issue just about right now, is that every time people talk about these things, I'm wondering why the auditing is so shallow. And the Auditor General seems not to have a lot of powers in as far as digging this dirt is concerned, because the Auditor General is like the head of civil society. Yeah, she's just complaining. They're just complaining. But anyway, quickly
this is the problem, Jagero, and I mentioned it earlier. It has to be the people changing the kind of MCAs they are electing to oversight for them, the county government. Because if you don't have the MCAs with capacity to oversight the county government, any governor, however good intentions he has or she had, she will be tempted or he will be tempted midway to actually do this. The reason, at some point there was an issue in Migori where I come from, where the Auditor General report said there's huge amount that the governor had used for traveling, and not even abroad, just within the country. Okay. And that budget was huge compared to Homa Bay, Siaya, and Kisumu. So when we had this debate, I think it was one of the media houses of in vernacular. And I was lucky to have the MCAs from Migori. The question I had was, I don't have a problem with the governor spending that money. As the MCAs, did you put a budget for the governor of that much?
Yes.
Because if you had put a budget, MCAs have everything to do with the budget. So did they put to the governor that amount to travel?
Yes.
Then where is the problem of the governor? Because they sat down and realized the governor needs this much to travel. So why is it an issue at the traveling point, and it was not an issue
the
at
approval
the
of the
location
funds.
and approval here?
So they
that's why I'm
actually
saying,
they gave him that budget.
Yes.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying we will change things when we start changing the kind of MCAs we are electing to the county governments.
Look at the attitude around MCAs in the village. Who is an MCA? Ni kijana ambaye anataka kuanza siasa. Anzia hapa. Kwanza kuwa MCA. I don't know what they think. It's because of the councillor mentality ya kitambo. Kwamba wewe anzia hapa Nairobi. They don't know that approval of budgets at the county level is done by the county assembly of that county. That actually a member of county assembly is a member of parliament of that particular county. That's why you realize that the chairman of the budget committee at the county level is usually a person who can afford to campaign very strongly and become a member of parliament in the next election, because they have access to resources, and the people of that county do not actually realize that these resources are meant for us. Rarely do we ask a very hard question to county governments when they misuse money, because our attention is highly on the national government. Therefore, it's important for us to say, even as we make noise about the national government, what have we been able to do with the small coins we've gotten at the county level? How have we allocated? When you ask in the villages, the leadership of the county assembly, who is the majority leader? Most people do not know. Who is the person, the chairman of the finance committee? Most people do not know, because they do not think that's a very important thing to know. They are only focusing on the national government. Therefore, the pressure we are piling on the national government should be wholesome. That even at the county level, MCAs who are always with us on ground must be able to feel this pressure. So that
if I'm a governor and you give me $1 billion to travel, what is wrong if I travel?
Yeah, but you see, that's the problem. And every time I speak about this issue, people are saying that wewe unaonea Orengo. You see, but look, this is the problem. I mean, even is this guy's grandfather, but it's fine. You know, so let's go to real politics. The person who is happiest in this room today is, the learned lawyer, Mr. Adrian.
Why am I happy?
You are the happiest man because TIFA polls are out.
Oh.
Right? TIFA polls are out, and it is dizzying. It is what? It is dizzying because right now, by the way, the issue of public debt is continuing to haunt Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Because this issue is in court again, and I think that Uhuru Kenyatta will at some point answer to the questions of money that was stolen and carted away to Dubai, or was it Qatar? This issue is in court. The government and transparency activists are locked in a legal fight over audit of 9.6 trillion in public debt accumulated between 2014 and 2024, including Eurobond loans. That is an issue that is highly contested right now in court, and I think Joachim will be hoping that the court can actually stand their ground and allow this case to go on. But I think in the interest of time, this is something that we'll talk about later, because when Joachim starts talking about this debt, people will leave.
He's very passionate about it.
He's very passionate about it. So I am going to go over it very quickly and talk about the issue of TIFA, whereby the Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna has overtaken Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka in presidential popularity for the first time, according to a new opinion poll that captures a rapidly shifting opposition landscape less than a year before the next general election. It is interesting that the person that is now currently number 2 is partyless and perhaps rudderless. But I will not talk about the rudder because planless because this gentleman is going to be very unhappy with
that's your own opinion.
Yes, but let's say so. These people, Ruto has been tracked 4 times. Sifuna has been tracked twice. So the first time Ruto was first of all put together with Matiang'i. Okay, I don't know if you are looking at the picture there.
Yes.
So we have Matiang'i going against Ruto, Mr. Meshach.
Yes.
Matiang'i was polling at 32%. Ruto then was polling at 18%. All right. The undecided then.
Where is that picture?
How do I give him this picture? Let me quickly send it to.
No, it is on the screen.
No, it should be.
It's
playing.
on the screen.
Yeah.
Which
It
screen?
should be playing on this screen.
That is useless. Wachana na hiyo. I want to send it all over to you guys so that you can have a look at it. John Nani, do you have it?
Airdrop it to this iPad.
I can't airdrop one.
You have a Mac. What do you mean you can't airdrop?
Okay, but surely.
You can actually. In fact, that's the easiest way.
Yeah, but that means okay. Let me airdrop it, people of the internet, to this gentleman. This is something that.
Let me turn it on. Yes, it's on.
It's on
iPad.
Let me airdrop it to the iPad, but then I will have to send it to you. How do I send it to you?
This is not an iPad.
Yeah, Meshach, I can send it to you on your phone.
Yeah, just send out my phone.
You've sent it. This one.
Yes.
I've received it.
Yeah.
Why were you complaining?
Joachim.
Oh, yours is Samsung. Oh my God.
Very terrible.
This one is Samsung.
Some terrible gadget. So I'm going to send it to Joachim. Joachim, you have it already on your phone, on your small phone.
Yes, not a big one.
Buy something proper.
No.
You claim that you are from the Wanjigi person, Safina na pesa na hauna
you
simu.
see, just because you work for a
tafadhali
billionaire
bwana.
does that make you a billionaire? Doesn't.
One thing.
So he gives you some.
Jagero, you know what is being said out here? The friend of a millionaire is not a millionaire, but the friend of a thief is called a thief.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yes.
Oh, is that so?
Because it's not the same case.
When you're a friend of a thief, we already consider you a thief.
Yeah.
But when you're a friend of a billionaire, we don't consider you a billionaire. We just know it is
Because
your
you
friend.
do not become a billionaire
Okay,
by
we will
influence.
as political leader, we will buy you a phone.
No, I don't need
We
it.
can buy you a phone. I mean,
I
if
don't need
Wanjigi
it.
can buy you a phone, I mean,
No,
what the
I
hell?
don't need it, bwana.
Why are you working with him?
Oh, yes. You know,
have a
why don't
phone.
you join UDA? They have money.
Unalinda mwananchi. We have a
Mwanile
pay bill.
Mwananchi, you're not getting some. You're not getting some.
Linda Mwananchi has money.
Does it? Why is it?
Yes.
They
2
are 2
million.
million richer. Walitumiwa 2 million jana.
Na nani?
The Bwananchi jana, they pay bill.
In 2 hours.
How did you guys get that? What did you tell the people?
No, we don't tell them anything.
They are going
we don't
They are
even.
going to change this country.
No. What exactly did they tell the country? What did you tell the
No,
country
we
to
put
give
up
it
a
to?
pay bill and people.
But you've always had a pay bill.
No, we've never always said a pay bill. We've always had a website for people to donate, not a one pay bill, a new pay bill.
Oh, the government allowed you to have a pay bill number finally.
Yes, they did. They took it down, but they put it back again.
Okay.
But I believe it went down because
did
the
you go to
transactions were too many. No, we did not go to town. We complained through agitation online, and Safaricom decided to reinstate it back.
Wewe.
Oh, okay.
Mimi nataka niulize wewe. Hii kitu umetuma hii. How do you know? How do you now compare? Who developed it?
No. This is Tifa.
How
Let me explain.
they should
So
fire
the
their
first
person.
time they were doing this poll was that they were polling Ruto, Matiang'i, Gachagua, Babu Owino, and the undecided and the unresponse. So the very first one that they did, Ruto was coming. Matiang'i actually was ahead by 32%. You see, Ruto was at 18. Gachagua was 2%. Babu was 1%. Others was 1%. Wanjigi is there, by the way. Undecided was 24%. They did it the second time. Ruto fell to 16%. Matiang'i now was at 21%. All right, something happened. The undecided went up to 28.
Yeah.
You're seeing the trend.
Yeah.
And there were also no response. Then they do it again, the third time, which is now the pink, right? Ruto goes back by 1%, by 3%. Sifuna is still not around. He's still a senator, okay, and an ODM secretary general. You're seeing that very well. Then now they poll the fourth time, and Ruto keeps climbing. Ruto has climbed to 24%. Matiang'i has gone back to Gusii land to talk to the Kisses, and therefore he doesn't have any national appeal. He goes to 14%. You understand? Gachagua, having been booted out of the government, but is making so much noise at the top of the mountain, is rising to 9%. Okay? Then we have Babu Owino, 2%. We have the others 3%, and then we have 15% undecided. The undecided keeps going back. Okay? Then now, as we stand, Sifuna actually comes back on the green when Ruto actually takes the lead. I think for the first time. For the first time, right? No.
That is in May 2026.
Yes. He takes the lead at 24%, followed by Kalonzo Musyoka at 19%, then followed by Matiang'i at 14%, Gachagua at 9%, Babu Owino of 2%. Now we have the new poll, which is putting Ruto at the top, Sifuna at 15%. Taking Kalonzo Musyoka out of the picture completely and falling at 13%. Matiang'i is actually gone up and is better than Kalonzo actually, who is now at 13%. Gachagua is rising steadily at 7%. Babu Owino falls again to 2%. So that is the issue that we are having right now. I think the big story is, and which is going to make Meshach, sweat, is that Sifuna is chipping away at the lead that is currently being held by His Excellency the President Dr. William Samoei Ruto. All right? The partyless man that you are laughing at. Who is laughing now? Meshach.
Sifuna, if you just look at the whole thing.
Okay. Do you have the picture on the screen? Can I send it to you? Okay, let me send it to you.
Remember, just look at it, and you will see while Sifuna is rising from 10 to 15%, the undecided moves from 28 to 20.
Okay.
So he's just taken undecided.
He's just taken the undecided people.
A bit of undecided, not all of them. But remember, undecided remains with us even in 2020.
Who is us?
Yeah?
Who is us?
As a country.
Okay.
In 2022, 8 million people did not vote. That would have been the winner.
Okay.
Because Ruto had 7.1, Raila had 6.9.
Okay.
But the votes which were not casted were 8 million. So if 8 million were a cast vote, then that would have been the winner. So I am reading the pattern, and I can just see while everybody is trying to rise and Sifuna is rising, but then I don't see where he is taking the vote from with the people he's competing with.
Okay.
I just see the vote that is undecided from 28 coming back to 20, meaning he's taken maybe 5 and other people have divided some 3 and thereabout. Yeah.
Okay. But how happy are you with this poll? Having being rudderless and being planless and being partyless. How is this?
Thank you for making Mesha smile always by saying those sentiments.
Okay.
But I'm used to it.
Okay.
Definitely, look. In January 2026,
all right,
Sifuna was not even a registered presidential candidate.
Yes, 0
at any particular poll.
Okay.
But how many months? 5 months to it.
Okay.
Sifuna comes second after President Ruto, defeating even a leader who has been in politics for over 40 years. We are talking about Kalonzo, the lazy presidential candidate.
Okay.
But look at this. Analyze this TIFA poll very critically. Even if we say that President Ruto... I don't
think the people in the United Opposition will take your sentiments kindly.
And there is no
when
problem.
When you say that he's a lazy presidential candidate.
Am I the only one who holds those sentiments? No. A lot of Kenyans agree with me that Kalonzo is one of the most laziest presidential candidates. Because come to think of it, how is it that Sifuna, who has only made his stance on maybe against the government, has been able to hold over 20 rallies in just a few months?
Yeah.
But somebody like Kalonzo, who has been eyeing to become the next presidential candidate since 2022, we have not seen his, his power. We have not seen his, his action against this government.
Lethargic.
So it is true for us to say that he is a lazy presidential candidate.
Okay.
Which is very right. It is fair enough.
Fair enough.
It might be blatant, but fair enough. But look at this poll critically. Even if we say that the president is leading at 24%, he is leading at those polls. But would you consider that he is actually leading in the country today?
Who?
Because you are a president, an incumbent president, who only has 24% as the lead. That means that 76% of Kenyans do not prefer you as a presidential candidate, or they are undecided. That even the 50+1 threshold that is in our constitution under Article 138, you do not even meet within this particular poll. So in fact, the person that should be more concerned is President Ruto. And they did 2 polls with TIFA before May 2026, before this recent one, right? Ruto has not grown when it comes to his standings in the poll. It has been constant from 24% to 24%.
Yeah.
Meaning his popularity has not risen in any way. But if you look at Sifuna, his growth has been exponential from 10% to almost 15%, which is very good. So I would love to fairly believe that this might be a very good, fair poll. But at the same time, the most important thing is that even though I might not agree with it, Sifuna comes to the discussion as the next preferred opposition presidential candidate.
So which one is
which
it?
Is very
Why
important.
are you biting your tongue? You agree with it? You don't agree with it?
I don't generally agree with polls.
Why?
I do not generally agree with polls because if this poll was actually very genuine, I believe Sifuna should have been at the top of everything. Because it is very hard for me to believe that there is 24% of Kenyans who prefer Ruto to be the next president.
Did you know that you can actually, commission a poll?
By myself?
No, by Aslinda Mwananchi. Do you have a poll that you've commissioned?
We do not need to commission a poll. Why should we commission a poll?
Jesus.
Jagero, there is something...
nothing like Jesus. Why should we commission? You tell me, Jagero, why we should commission a poll as
Linda Mwananchi? You should know where you stand as a people. Be scientific.
No.
Babu Owino has been doing polls in Embakasi East since he started. So why is Babu leading Linda Mwananchi?
Linda Mwananchi
Babu is the number 1 pollster in this country. Number 1 pollster. Babu is so scientific in the way he does elections that he will go granular to the dot. But he's not doing it at Linda Mwananchi. Why?
No, but we cannot wake up today and start conducting a poll as Linda Mwananchi on whether you prefer
Well, I agree.
Sifuna
You don't have a party,
or
so
Ruto.
why would you go as far as
That is not how it works. What we can do is definitely taking feedback from our members. How do you prefer for us to do these rallies? How do you prefer for us to fund these rallies? Whom do you prefer as your next deputy presidential candidate? That's the kind of thing you're supposed to be doing as a party. You're not supposed to be standing up as a party and going on your official website and saying, do you prefer Sifuna or do you prefer
What is your party?
Absolutely not.
But what is your party?
Linda Mwananchi Party.
Okay, fair enough.
Jagero, if I just go with what is here without bringing my own opinion.
What I want your opinion, sir. I want your opinion.
First, what is here?
Okay.
You realize that every time someone is new in the race, the polls ranks them high.
You are speaking about Matiang'i
Even
in August 2022.
Yes, Matiang'i, and you can actually count many. So that if I was Sifuna's supporters, this would not excite me, because whenever it is new and coming for the first time, it will come with mbwembwe and everything you want to see.
Yeah.
But time and time again, it begins to go down, because even in the normal conversation going on out here, you had, including young people who support Sifuna themselves, the moment he moved towards Wamunyoro, many of them questioned. And I think the pollsters need to actually do a lot of poll on that. Would you be comfortable with your candidate moving towards Wamunyoro or standing alone? You would see the real poll coming out. Many of them were scared when he moved to that side, and that is where they was beginning to break ranks with the likes of Caleb Amisi and all that, because the question was, were we supposed to talk about one term to replace William with the thoughts of Wamunyoro? And the reason why I'm saying this is, you are not what you say, you are what you tolerate. So if you say you are changed, you don't want this, that can be just your word. If you tolerate the opposite, that is exactly what you are. So if they can tolerate Wamunyoro and who the person we know he is, then it is a lie what Sifuna and the rest will tell Kenyans. And many Kenyans begin to believe that you are lying to us. If you can tolerate that nonsense of Wamunyoro, then you are not different. So this is the first poll. And I would not, if I were his follower, I would not be so excited about this. I would wait for the next and another. But then again, the question of pollsters in Africa and their credibility is really, really in hideout.
Tell me a little bit about it.
Because some of them, including the so-called members of parliament rankings, they would collect phone numbers. They would call you from nowhere and ask you, you are Meshach, yes. You are from Langata, yes. How do you rate your MP? Blah blah blah. It's more about my feeling about the MP than whether the MP.
But than the science of it.
Than the science of it, because if it was science, then we would go to rate the MPs on the basis of their constitutional duties.
Yes.
How much of legislation is this so-called number one MP in the country has done? How much of representation has he done or she done? But we just rate them on mere CDF, which is also something they run away from whenever there is any problem with CDF, when money is embezzled. So if you tell me that's a poll that would give us presidential race and believe, then I would say Kenyans would still be very, very naive to believe such kind of a poll.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. I mean, your president, President Ruto, has been building
our
so much.
president. Are you having any other president?
Yeah, we do.
Which one?
He's not our president. It's your president.
I didn't vote for him.
I also didn't vote for him.
But you have acknowledged his presidency.
Because that is what the law is.
No, it's not about
when somebody says this woman and Nsumbua and everybody knows in the village it is the mother, just know what he's talking about. So, Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you that your government
Yes.
has built so much. I think if Ruto were to be given the opportunity to build up the pyramids of Egypt,
Yes.
he would accomplish it.
Yes.
Within the 4 years he has done it, he has built so much. The Ronimau Summit,
Yeah.
the 45 billion stadium, there's interchanges, everything.
The
He has
Tongoe Bridge.
he
in
has been
Busia.
building
Yes.
Ruto and cement and bricks.
Yes.
You know, a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But the Kenyans are not accepting him. The Kenyans are still telling him 24%. Why is the president retrogressing steadily? Sifuna is rising.
Sifuna is not rising.
No, I'm not asking about Sifuna. I'm asking about the president.
The president has maintained. Actually, the fifth poll, the first was 18, the fifth is 24. Is that really not growth? Because if you use the figures here, you realize the first poll at red was 18. The fifth poll at, I don't know whether that is black, is 24.
In November 2025,
Yeah.
Adrian says that Kalonzo Musyoka is the laziest of them all.
Yeah.
But in November 2025, he's actually ahead of the sitting president.
In November 2025, everything looked, because people usually see what is going on in the country, everybody thought and looked like Kalonzo was going to be the official candidate for. You remember those are the days when Wamunyoro would go with him even to Cumberland and say, I want you to get this million votes. We are going to get this number of votes in the Murima. And Kalonzo was pushed by the people around him to look like going to be the candidate. But now the emergence of the likes of Sifuna definitely takes away some even from the likes of Kalonzo, because some other people in the opposition space begins to feel like, yes, without anybody else, we would go with Kalonzo because we don't want Ruto. But with Sifuna putting himself in the race, I think we have a much better candidate maybe than Kalonzo. So you realize some people
You also
from,
agree that he's the laziest of them all.
I do not want to do the politics of Kalonzo right now.
Okay.
Because I'm no longer in the opposition.
Oh, okay.
I do not know how they have arranged themselves, but if you ask my opinion, I think Alonso has done very, very bad in terms of looking for votes, because one, Jagero, this is the honest truth.
Okay.
Alonso worked with Raila Odinga the late for a long time, 3 elections. There was nobody to compete Kalonzo in terms of inheriting Raila Odinga's political base.
Okay.
Because he had already proven that he could be loyal and he could stand with Jacom at the point of need.
Okay.
He only needed to show that he is ready to take the mantle and never lower the bar from where Raila left it. But what has Kalonzo done? If I ask on this table, when did you see Kalonzo in the Luo land looking for votes on his own from the time he went to the Jaramogi, Kangoka Jaramogi, much later after the funeral? When did you ever see him again there? You don't know. So when there is
Ruto raided his former friend's backyard.
Yeah, forget about that. Ruto is doing his work as a candidate. Kalonzo should also do his work.
Okay.
But I'm painting a picture.
Fair enough.
There has been 7 parliamentary by-elections since that time. Have you had in any place where people are sitting like this, where we are sitting and we are discussing, I think the Wiper candidate is neck to neck with either UDA or this other party? Zero. All this by-election.
Why is he not doing that?
Including DCP, which just came yesterday, was now battling neck to neck and beating UDA in Olkalau.
Okay.
So we went to Kilifi. We went to Kasipul. We went to Ugunja. We went to Oimurua Dikir. Different parts of the country. There should have been 2 of those, which even if he didn't win, but it was said his candidate was actually 50-50 with someone, but somebody must win at the end of the day, so probably he lost. Then we could have been saying, this guy is ripe and ready for this election. Raila, as the opposition leader, whenever there was a by-election, you would know that the race is between ODM and maybe TNA or whichever party that was strong in the government.
Then let me ask you then.
Yeah.
It seems like the opposition might settle on him. How is he going to do that job of running, of crisscrossing the country? Because
Can I give you a historical perspective?
Yes, please do.
You see, I don't know why people are so much in a hurry to see things happen.
Okay.
Things take time around these election issues.
For someone like Kalonzo, all these years.
Let me tell you, and I want to draw similarities between Kalonzo and some other person who is now a high-flying fossil in government. My brother Musalia. You remember in 2013, even in the funeral of George Saitoti and the speech given by Uhuru Kenyatta at that time, Uhuru Kenyatta stands and says, for the sake of unity of the country, pursuant to the statement that had been made by George Saitoti in 2002, that there comes a time where a country is bigger than an individual. Therefore, Uhuru says, if it means me foregoing my presidential ambition, I'm ready to do it, just so that the country can be united. And President Uhuru goes ahead and quotes Musalia, says, Musalia, I think you can be a safe pair of hands to run this country. And actually, there is a presser made by Musalia saying that Uhuru Kenyatta has agreed that I am going to be the candidate of the opposition to take over from Mwai Kibaki. And it was public that now it is Musalia. Musalia is agreed upon by the opposition. Uhuru Kenyatta agrees to be the chairperson of his campaign, funding and chairing the campaign. What does Musalia do after agreeing and drawing those papers? He goes and sleeps at home and waits for Uhuru Kenyatta and his team to do the donkey work of catapulting him to presidency. Behind the scenes, people are going to Uhuru, they are asking him, what makes you think by being chairman of Musalia's campaign will exonerate you from the Hague? Because the main objective of this election is so that you cannot be tried at the Hague. So what makes you think when Musalia wins, you're going to be exonerated? Now, the Musalia you have agreed upon, it's 2 weeks now. What has he done now that you have given him a green light? So, okay, now they call Musalia at that time. With a, hello, hey. Habari mzuri.
Joaquin needs to go and act at the
hello, mzuri. Go ahead.
But now Musalia is like, but you are the one running everything. So he has not come up with even one plan. That's how he was bypassed. And these similarities are coming too. Unfortunately, they are going very fast to my brother and senior Kalonzo. He's a twin brother to Musalia in terms of behavior and everything.
Okay.
Because, I mean,
the way they came to parliament.
When we are giving you, when you do not have enough votes as a candidate, you do not have an agenda a country can rally around. Please have abrasiveness. Have some abrasiveness and say, okay, he does not have an agenda, yes. He does not have enough vote, yes. But he has the courage to say things that even don't make sense, but he says them very courageously.
With conviction, yeah.
With conviction.
Like
and
Sifuna.
You find yourself like, okay, but he's saying it very courageously. Maybe it means something.
Yeah.
So this is someone.
He has a plan.
Yes. I mean, this is someone, when you give an agenda, with the conviction of saying his own nonsense, he will say this agenda like it belongs to him.
Like Wamunyoro and Sifuna.
No, the best person who was very good at that game is Raila Odinga. Odinga might not be having any idea about something. You sit with him in a room, you tell him, look, let us go and say we are bringing 6,000 for the vulnerable. Say, okay. Yeah. You think people will agree? Yes. He comes and says it as if it's his own idea. That is what you bring on the table. My good brother, he does not have an agenda. He does not have abrasiveness. He does not have... he has a basket of 2 million votes in his backyard. Actually, that should have been his bargaining chip. You look at Kawaya, member of parliament called Kawaya, saying, okay, from the look of things, our guy from this community is not doing enough for him to be fronted as a candidate. You see, when you are born in a family that does not have a lot of privileges, it is very good to be self-aware of where you come from. Do not, even if mumeenda in a lavish hotel with your friends, they are ordering nice meals, and you know that one meal can give you money enough for rent, don't order what they are ordering because you can't afford it. Be self-aware. Ndugu yangu Kalonzo anangoja pewe kura. Watu wakae tu chini waseme, okay, but you are the senior most here. Okay, Kalonzo, you look like you are not a bad person. Can you run? Very good. Now, how are you going to run? Oh, you need some money. Oh, give him some money. Oh, okay. So you can't be given everything. Vote, money, and a voice. No. Can we?
Money, votes, and a voice.
Yes. You need to have
that is now the quagmire here. Because if you look at Sifuna, you add him to Kalonzo, you add him to Matiang'i, you add him to Gachagua, and add Babu Owino finally, it becomes a force to reckon with suddenly. 18 plus 15 is 33. 33 added to 3 is 36. 36 added to 8 is 40 what?
44.
44. Is it 44?
Yeah.
Then Wanyoe is 16. Is 16 iko mingi sana.
Unaona, ndugu yangu made a mistake. Do you remember when Baba invited him to do something before he died? There was a time Baba invited him to a meeting, to an ODM at 20. You remember?
Yeah.
Then he made a public statement saying that he's disowning Baba. That was a foolish move.
That's why you can't go to Nyanza.
You have
to
worked
campaign
with
there.
Baba for 15
but then the Joaquim.
Yes.
Adrian's older brother Sifuna might just deputize Kalonzo.
No, why are we still saying?
But he hates Kalonzo.
No, why should he do that?
Let me tell you the difficult. Exactly, that is the
question.
No. Right?
Tell us, why should Kalonzo be president?
You know, if we are going to sit down at a table and you ask why should it be that Sifuna should be the deputy president and he should be the presidential candidate, why? What are you bringing to the table? If you analyze it,
forget about that.
Let me
just a minute, Amalize.
If you analyze it right now, the political situation in the country, why do you think Sifuna is most preferred more than any other presidential candidate? Why? Number one, it is the reason of the national appeal. That for the first time we are having a candidate that is looked upon by a very huge number of Kenyans without considering which tribe he is from.
Okay.
But if you look at Kalonzo, the only reason people would consider him right now is because he has a backyard of Kamba votes.
Okay.
Of about 1.5 or 2 million votes. If you look at Sifuna right now, if you were to play the political card of tribal, the Luyas right now have the only opportunity to have one candidate from their region who has that national appeal more than the Mudavadis and the Wetangulas. So Luyas are the second most populous tribe in this country today, if you are being very factual. So you are having a chance to unite a whole tribe of Luyas under one basket to vote for Sifuna himself. If you look at the character of the leader that is being presented to become the next presidential candidate, Sifuna has that confidence, has that bravery, and has that intellect more than Kalonzo himself. So why is it that you'd want to place Sifuna right below Kalonzo?
Because the reason why I'm asking that is, looks like Uhuru is stuck with Matiang'i, and Uhuru has the money bag, has the Northlands.
Let me ask you.
Just a minute.
Why is Uhuru even a point of discussion?
Because he's the one who is bankrolling Matiang'i. Matiang'i is being bankrolled by Uhuru Kenyatta. He's in Jubilee. Uhuru Kenyatta is the party leader of Jubilee. Just a minute.
Okay.
Just a minute. Gachagua has been very open that they are supportive from their camp. They have been very vocal about it, that they prefer Kalonzo Musyoka. All right. So if we have Uhuru,
which statement are you referring to? By Gachagua saying he prefers Kalonzo.
They sent their people here. Mr. Kiragu was talking about Kalonzo. Jeff is talking about Kalonzo. When do you think we are hearing from where?
No. For example, the speech given by Gachagua was it Narok?
What did he say?
Narok about?
The Star the Star newspaper had said, had published a headline of Kalonzo saying, that I am the candidate of the opposition.
Yes.
Now, how did Gachagua respond?
What did he say? He said that we have not.
Say we cannot announce the opposition candidate now. We will announce him even a few months.
That does not go against anything that Kalonzo said.
No. It means
he was just telling Kalonzo to keep quiet for the time being, right, Meshach? Yeah, he's just telling him don't speak.
Wewe ukisema tumekaa kwa hii meza tukajadiliana na tukasema ni Jagero, alafu mimi niseme huko nje niseme look, as political headache. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
Because Kalonzo is running his mouth. Yes, he's simply running his mouth, and that is why they're telling him don't speak yet. But
and do you see how Kalonzo is running his mouth? I foresee that Kalonzo will not accept to deputize Sifuna. In fact, one of the things I've told people, do not look up to Kalonzo to become your next deputy presidential candidate. He will not accept to deputize anyone.
Is what will happen.
That is why in the formation of 2027, as Edwin Sifuna's presidential candidate, he must look for another candidate. Look at what Kalonzo used to do with Baba after 2022. Why do we call him watermelon? A very undecisive person. So you want to sit with him down right now and consider him as the next deputy presidential candidate, and he's going to keep on lying to you. Then he one day wakes up and says, I want to become the next president.
Jagero, let me say something before my brother comes in.
Very quickly, Joaquin. Don't hog the mic.
No, I have sat here for like 30 minutes not speaking.
Yes, I totally agree. I retract my statement.
Go ahead. Please let me shine.
Yes, let me shine.
You see, the discussion that we will be having, which month is this?
July.
This is July. People with money do not know.
The discussion that we will be having on this same platform in the next 4 months will completely be a very different.
This is almost the 10th time you're saying that. And you are so cowardly that you're not saying anything.
No. Look, I am telling you because it is good for you to know.
I know. I know what you're suggesting.
No, I'm not.
Because I know where you are coming from.
No, look. The discussion that we'll be having in the next 4 months, that's when the whole opposition, as you know it today, will have concretized. And you can clearly talk about a particular individual.
But surely Sifuna is running away from the pack.
Which pack?
See, the pack of the United Opposition.
Sifuna has never been in the pack of United Opposition. Why do you keep trying to categorize him in the same United Opposition?
But he said the other day in radio station.
He is not in United Opposition. There is United. Look, Jagero, there is 3 factions here.
Okay.
There is the government, UDA, together with the broad-based arrangement.
Okay.
There is the United Opposition of all these
old politicians. Can you mention them by name? ODM is a big party.
I'm saying factions. There is the faction of the UDA, ODM, broad-based arrangement.
Yeah,
that is
call
the first
ODM
one.
out.
The second one, there is the faction of the United Opposition, whereby these people have seen that they're losing power and they decided now to unite. Wamalwas, Matiang'is, Rigathi Gachagua. Then the third one is the Linda Mwananchi movement, which is very popular with the young people and the people who really want change in this country.
Okay.
Then I don't know about others. Then I don't know about others. Those are the functions. Number one, Sifuna does not belong to the United Opposition. There is no day Sifuna has made a declaration that he's going to work with the United Opposition. He only stated that if need be so, we will sit at a table and we will analyze this and that. That is what he has stated. But every day we come on this podcast, you always want to be very disrespectful and to put us in the same basket with Gachagua or the United
that is
Opposition.
Disrespect. Putting you in the same basket with Gachagua is disrespect.
It is disrespect.
I'm happy. Can you say? I have a lot to say.
I know you have a lot to say.
It is disrespect because, number one, we have independent voices within Linda Mwananchi. That is why Caleb Amisi would stand up one day and say that, I'm opposed to any alliance with Rigathi Gachagua. We do not hide our emotions. We do not hide how we feel about who should be the next person to deputize Edwin Sifuna or to collaborate with. We say it very openly. And I've always said in this podcast, I have a problem with certain individuals. There's no problem with that. It will not make me be kicked out of Linda Mwananchi. No.
Yeah.
It represents the true agency of Kenya.
Can we allow Meshach?
No, before Meshach comes in.
That's the third time you're saying that.
This is a hot meal. Meshach, don't worry. You will say everything you've written.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Aworo. Rasa,
Okay.
this is the issue here.
Go ahead.
We want to I am seeing how we are approaching these issues.
Okay.
I have had the privilege of being doing politics on the street.
Okay.
And I've had the privilege of seeing a small glimpse of what happens behind closed doors.
Okay.
And that's the reason why I told you that there is a reason why after a rally there is a retreat to see if this rally has achieved the objectives. Does it make us reach the destination that we are going? Who is the most suitable ally? How do we strategize against our opponent? And I am telling you this at the end of this discussion of who becomes president. Right now, every individual is doing their own campaign. Sifuna is playing his game the best way he knows it. Kalonzo is doing the best way he knows it. Gachagua is doing the best way he knows it. Jimmy is doing the best way he knows it. It is always good for you to do something on your own, then later on become coalescing around the people. Look at how William Ruto started. Before Musalia joined William Ruto's campaign looked like a den of thieves. Who are the people with William? They were him, Sudi, people who
campaign.
Yes, people.
Which campaign?
In 2022.
And Gachagua was part of the den.
Yes. So it looked like a very unserious thing. Look, how can this become a government? And you could compare with Azimio. Who are the people in Azimio? Peter Kenneth, Martha Karua. And then, by then, Musalia was there. It
before
took us, yes, before the earthquake. Before look,
what was earthquake?
You don't remember the earthquake?
You don't remember the earthquake?
It was a very ceremonial announcement of Mudavadi.
Yes.
Mudavadi was coming through the door. I don't know if it is Kasarani or it is Bomas.
Okay. And there was an earthquake.
Joining. Yes. Musalia was now joining UDA. Ruto. And it took Azimio to mistreat Wetangula so that he joins where? William Ruto. So as we speak, and I am saying this with a lot of emphasis, that as the opposition, it doesn't matter where you stand. Things are still not very clear. Everyone is playing their game. And for us, with Jimmy Wanjigi, you see, people are mentioning Linda Mwananchi is a group of people. United Opposition is a group of individuals. Government is a group of individuals.
Jimmy.
But we are just a few people somewhere, just talking about debt. The earthquake that will come.
Go ahead, Mesha. Go ahead, Mesha. So these earthquakes are not coming to an end.
This is what I believe is going to happen.
Okay.
We are going to have three main horses in the 2027 general election. We are not going to have a two-horse race like it was in 2022.
Yeah.
I see the broad-based having their candidate, which is obvious, the president. And I see the united opposition having Kalonzo and backed by Wamunyoro and not really. I think Matiang'i and Sifuna is going to bolt out. The reason why I'm saying
who is going to bolt out
of the so-called united opposition, because when Sifuna went to that space and publicly apologized to Wamunyoro and said nice words, including, we have to unite, there is no way, there is no other way, if you remember those words. There is no other way, we have to unite. A few people or many people in the support of Sifuna were a bit uncomfortable with that. But this is politics, and you might not know, we are seeing the repetition of 1992. Yeah? We might be seeing Amatiba and Shikuku separating from the main Ford Mayenga, which is supposed to take Moi home. I can tell that is likely to repeat. So the Matiba and Shikuku here might be Matiang'i and Sifuna, but the power of Sifuna in Western may move Eugene to leave the other guys so that they join the entire Western with Matiang'i, because Matiang'i is remaining with Jubilee, but it looks like the foot soldiers of Jubilee of Uhuru are moving towards Gachagua, if you can tell. They are moving towards Gachagua, and so Matiang'i will feel in the next few months that this Jubilee is a lie to me. They are lying to me. So I would rather work with Sifuna, which seems to be having some solid support somewhere. However much I don't know whether it is.
Why are you struggling to disagree with your own thoughts?
No, I am saying, I as an individual, I'm not sure how much
with his own thoughts.
No, can you wait? I'm not sure how much of that support is. But on social media, it looks like there could be some support. So I see Matiang'i working with Sifuna to make the third force. And then the likes of Eugene, having stayed out for long, forced by the forces in the Western region to maybe come and join where there are Natembeas and the rest. Then Kalonzo is going to run with Wamunyoro and Martha and a few other guys. Wamunyoro would be very happy to support Kalonzo because the feeling is Kalonzo is easy to bend. He can be a president. You know, the most dangerous person is not the king, it is the kingmaker.
Yes.
So if you deal with the kingmaker, then you will get what you want from the king. So maybe it is possible for Wamunyoro to imagine that huyu Sifuna can be a problem if I become a kingmaker to him. He might be a problem uko mbele. So I would rather work with Kalonzo. If I am the kingmaker, whatever I say, he will pick, and that presidency will more or less be like ours, even if it is not written like that in the book. So I see us having the three horses. But one thing, somebody somewhere might be fattening Sifuna, because it is more or less to me like the 1992 when a team was sent to go and tell Matiba that it is you the people want. And they made sure that the people made noise that it is Matiba. So when Matiba came, the whole organization was made so perfect that he came and realized what they told me. What they told me in London is actually true, because when I landed, the way people received me, this is not. The people don't want Jaramogi, people want me. And that is how Moi got back.
That cannot work.
I see that happening, because right now Sifuna is exactly Matiba. Sifuna is exactly Matiba. Matiang'i is exactly Shikuku. They are going to work like that to ensure that whatever is in the opposition is divided.
You've already made the point, and I want to disagree.
Just disagree.
That it cannot be like that today. Because there are a lot
disagree
of...
that
Even then they said it could not be like that.
You don't disagree that Sifuna is being fattened
Yes.
for slaughter?
Hello, don't put words into my mouth. I am saying...
Hello?
Yes.
What happened in 1992 cannot happen now, because we have some constitutional difference that exists today that did not exist at this time.
Okay.
By then, Moi won by 35% of the total votes cast. Today, if you get 35% of the total votes cast, you cannot be, even if you are the one with the majority of the vote, you cannot be announced a winner. So let's go by your analogy. Let's say Sifuna goes and vice, and he gets his cool 30%.
Okay.
William Ruto goes and vice. He sticks with his cool 24%. Another person goes and vice. They get their 20%.
Okay.
So who has won?
No one.
So
No one has won.
How did Sifuna get to 30%? Because
No, I am giving, this is not the actual numbers.
but why is Ruto sticking to 24%? Just the numbers.
Okay, let's say Sifuna gets 0.2%.
You actually think
Come
we are
on,
okay?
Meshach, please.
You're just giving an example.
Okay. You probably think we have gone to
0.01%. Let's go by that analogy. Sifuna has 0.01%. William Ruto has 39%, because that's what you want to hear.
Not
right?
what I want.
No.
We are dealing with the figures that Jagero gave us.
Those are not
Isn't
the
it?
figures I'm not talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
Then where do you get your figures?
Meshach.
that would be the right question.
No, Meshach.
We would have
We
actually
know that you have become an expert of pretending not to understand. But we know you understand
but
these
Jagero,
things.
where are those figures from?
Okay.
He's making
When
the
I say,
assumption
for example,
that Sifuna will win.
Yes.
But then why
And
should
he will win.
But why should I agree with your example? I also
Well,
have
he
my
hasn't
example.
asked
No,
you
but
to-
listen,
He hasn't asked you to
fast.
agree.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Listen
Who
fast.
said we wanted to agree?
Yes.
First, for me, I would have said
You
50%.
Proceed. You are also
being
cooking
petty.
figures. So that's the problem.
Yes, I am actually cooking figures.
Okay, thank
cook.
you. Now the
Yes.
people know
So
you're
let's
cooking.
say
Cook.
the highest candidate, let me not mention names,
Okay.
because now that is what is bringing problems.
Say the highest candidate is
The
Sifuna.
highest candidate
Is
not going to
Sifuna.
mention names. Because the president, the person who is going to be
You see that
president.
Joaquin believes in Sifuna even more than Jimmy when
No,
he was party leader.
no.
No.
Don't put words
You
in my
are Meshach are out of order.
Call us out.
You are out of order.
I am being a brother to my brother. That's
Okay.
why I'm not speaking so
And
much.
he's being a villain.
You see? So
Okay.
he wants me to sound like
Joaquin.
I am against his candidate, and I'm being very gracious.
Okay. Go ahead.
When we are seated on this table, everyone has their own candidate.
I don't have a candidate.
Yeah, I know you don't. And
Yes.
you should not actually have a candidate.
Okay, go ahead.
Let him
As
vie
for
for
me, my
president.
candidate is Jimmy,
Okay.
and he's going to win. Now,
By how many
the
percent?
highest candidate gets how many? 30%.
Yes.
All right? The following candidate gets 24. The other one 20. The other one 19 or 0.8. So who has won? So in this case, what do? The first two candidates
Yes.
go to a runoff.
Yeah.
So the thing that is different today that was not there in 1992
Yeah.
is that there was no 50+1.
Yes.
So Moi played around and won
On
with
majority.
minority.
Yeah.
34%. And that's what made the people
That was minority or majority?
minority,
That is
because
minority.
it was not even
It is not
50% of the
50%.
total
Or minority
votes.
of the
Constitutional
Yes.
majority is that
Yes.
50+1.
50+1. So that's what made the people in opposition to say, no, we cannot have a minority president. We have to come up with a way of making sure that the person who becomes president have at least 50% of the total votes cast. So that is where 50+1 come in. And as we speak today, that analogy of my brother cannot work.
No.
It is
Who
very
told you
difficult.
it cannot play even with that 50%?
Okay,
plus
then I don't understand what you said.
No, what I'm saying.
What did you exactly say?
What I said is, it is still possible to see the scenarios of 1992 because somebody might want to make Sifuna think that he is too popular
And
to
who-
deputize.
Just a
who is
minute,
talking
just a
about
minute.
Sifuna?
Just
No.
a minute, but you started by giving 39%.
Yeah. So
I said
if he is bold,
And I gave
if
him
he is
0.01.
Wait, if he is given the fake figures to see that he is actually more popular,
Okay.
then he does not leave the space for anybody else to run. He must run.
Okay.
Because he's convicted. But then when we have three different movements running for presidency, then it is easier for president because he has locked his side of the coalition,
Yeah.
but now he is dividing, or whoever is dividing the other side to pick here and there. So when we go for rerun, who told you one of those factions cannot cross over? Because we know by...
So you are talking about Arira.
We know, not,
Yes.
not even if we get to
Because
rerun.
what he's
No.
saying, what he's saying, what he's saying actually
Yes.
is that for you to take Ruto home, you have to do a clean sweep on your first attempt.
Yes,
No.
That's what he's saying.
if you don't, then if we go there, let me just finish my
Yes.
thoughts. If you go to that place where the country has to go for rerun,
Okay.
what usually happens, including in 2022, will happen, and you saw the people who campaigned with Raila were the first. Immediately Ruto was announced the winner, even before he was sworn in. They were at State House, Northeastern MPs, senators, Ugunja MP, Ugenya MP, and many others were already crossing. And you remember we had an issue of majority and minority courtesy of these people. They had already crossed. So the moment the IBC will announce the winner, the people who have already been elected, whether senators, governors, or whatever,
So
will be closing to the other side without waiting.
Let me
that
ask you a
relevant?
question.
How
Let
is that
me- let me ask you a question.
Meshach has not answered that question.
He has not.
What Simiu has asked,
Okay.
Meshach alluded in the first place that that tactic that was used historically long before will make sure that it will not be used again by William Ruto.
Okay.
So what he's saying is that, this concept of 50+1, even if Ruto structurally decides to divide the opposition, he himself will not win through that.
That is the first instance.
The first instance.
What I think Meshach is saying that you guys are not understanding is that there is a fear that in the first election, the first ballot that is cast on the 10th of August next year, is that if you do not actually put the opposition in disarray, then they might, because if you look at the TIFA poll, they might actually go beyond 51% of the votes if they're not disintegrated, right? So
But-
that is what he's saying, that in the first instance, the 10th, you have to allow these guys to pull away from each other.
Yeah.
Sifuna, Matiang'i, Kalonzo, there has to be you talked about 3 horses. That is what he's saying, that Ruto has to make sure that there is a 3-horse race.
But even if that 3-horse is there, it also does not work in favor of Ruto. He also does not get the 50+1.
Yes, for sure.
But
So that
he has-
he
for
wins
sure.
the second
He has no advantage.
But now, when they go to the next election where number 1 and number 2 are going to the finish line, then number 3 has to pick a side.
Yes.
And what makes you think you'll pick Ruto?
What makes you think he won't? What makes you think they won't?
I'm saying that
Because we know.
Because, and the reason why
Meshach have had so much airtime. I've said that because Meshach made an assumption that person will pick Ruto.
the reason why I
believe
believe they will pick Ruto is this. By the time there is a 3-horse race, it means there has been a bitter disagreement between the two parties. When Sifuna refuses to join the opposition will be pissed off.
Yes.
when Gachagua refuses to join Sifuna and Matiang'i and Kalonzo refuse to join Sifuna, there will be a very bitter exchange of words.
Yeah.
And that from
he has started. Kalonzo is
the laziest or whatever. So now when Ruto is the horse, and then there are these two white horses, so to speak, and they are not agreeing on each other.
Yeah.
So that means the only friend that the third person will have to go to will be Ruto.
The third wife usually joins the first wife.
Yes, that is what he's saying.
Historically.
Okay.
I want to justify because
that's why I gave
questioned my numbers.
That's why I gave an example of Raila running.
Where
and
did you come from?
Immediately Ruto is announced. The leaders
why do you keep on repeating your own point?
Have already gone on the other
Okay, you are
side.
repeating your own point.
Because you don't understand.
No,
so I have to
no.
Okay.
You are wasting your own time.
Okay.
Because if I decide not to understand, however much you repeat, I will not.
Well, make your point.
I am making my point, and that's also part of making my point. And this is what
I didn't know
want to
this
say.
one. You guys were agreeing so well when we were talking about county government and the Senate. when
it comes to presidency,
okay,
kila mwamba ngoma anavuta kwake. And you see, I did not want to make anybody angry on this podcast.
Okay.
Because when you feel like you are just about to get a meal and somebody tells you how you are not going to get it, you are most likely going to get very angry. And I am being gracious because on my right, I have an ally, a more likely ally.
You kitu imeharibika. You ally unasema.
No, you don't know anything. You don't know anything.
No,
on
I don't know anything.
Yes, I can tell you 100%.
Okay, I don't know.
What we are saying on this table is speculation. And on my
somebody
left,
is asking, is
an
Jagero a
opponent.
moderator or the leading panelist? I give my opinion once, surely. Okay, I'm sorry.
This is what I'm saying. Because when you put the numbers on the table,
yeah,
Jagero, in this country, how do you identify a voting block? When you are seated here and we are asking, what is your voting block? How do you do it?
I don't know.
You don't? Mm-mm. So when I say my voting block comes from coast, what am I saying? It comes from ethnic groups that are in coast are more likely to vote for me, all right? Traditionally, that has been the mobilization arithmetic.
Yeah.
So when we are saying that some of the things that we are talking about on this table are purely theory, but there is a practical part. And the practical part is usually, there is something I told you here last week, and you said it's sad and embarrassing.
Which one? Which one did I tell you? And I told you it's sad and embarrassing.
The brutal part of qualifying to be the president.
Oh yes, I remember.
I told you something.
Yeah.
And it's on that basis that I am trying to hold back, because I don't want to go bazooka. Because it's a weapon of mass destruction. and I am
scare tactics.
No, it's not scare. Jagero, you see, Baba was a very big person. You understand? And there is no active politician that has been here who has, the guy can do 3 rallies in a day. There is a day Atuoli was saying, mnamaliza meeting saa 7, nasema kila mtu aende kulala, tukutane kesho tukunywe breakfast. You wake up in the morning, Baba is having a multitude in Mombasa. Simulitoka saa 7, sasa unaona, wacha nilale niamuke saa 5. Naamuka saa 5 naangalia TV. That's Baba in Mombasa with a rally. So, multitudes. At the end of the day, when we are coming here to now say, now, this candidate, is he going to beat William Ruto? Some of the names, you see just the way Sifuna was not a factor in the last 1 year. And nobody could even imagine. And by that time I was saying I will vie in Kandui as a member of parliament, because I was saying I cannot run against Sifuna in the Senate. Even if I did, I will not get more than 2 votes. But today, things are very different. And I am promising you that in the next 4 months, we will come here and say, okay, these polls, I have no problem with them. Because I remember the last polls, Walituambia Baba had what? 57%. A very few months to election. And William Ruto had 41. Ilikuwa Infotrack ama Tifa?
One of them.
Infotrack. So I have no problem with these polls. These polls can either be lying or telling us the truth. But when it comes to real business of sending your guy home, but whatever happens, the constant is this. Whatever happens in the opposition, whether everyone goes their way or we unite, one term is a constant.
Always.
Hiyo nayo, there is no kuulizana maswali eti itafanyika. How it will happen, that we can talk about.
That is why
but whether it will happen or not, I can tell you confidently.
Slogan
that is
a
one
bad
term
strategy
Well,
to win president.
don't talk about slogan as if it's a new thing.
No, it's
Masters
a very bad
of
strategy.
slogans are these ones. Kwani what is Tibim and Tialala? It's them who brought it. What is ndugu yetu alikuwa anasema nini? William Ruto, what was his slogan?
Hustler. Mama mboga.
Nini? So a slogan is not bad. But I'm just telling
If
you,
it is the only
grim
strategy, it is
reality,
bad.
the grim reality is that whatever happens in the opposition, the son of Kamagut is going home. And it's like he has realized he's going home. And he has come to a realization that the journey to Sugoi shall be by road. That's why he's briskly building a road that will take him to Kamagut.
In your last words as we finish
My
the
last
podcast?
word is this. Kenyans should not panic about who is going to take the mantle and who is not. At the end of the day, the Kenyans themselves are going to make sure that the son of Kamagut has gone home. And they are going to vote for their candidate.
Who you don't know?
No, I know the candidate who is going to be voted in.
You know the candidate?
The question of this election is going to be, if you cannot answer the question of this election, you are not going to become the candidate. That's sure.
Meshach.
And the question of this election is the economy. Please vote for me as senator and join Sifuna party. Support Jimmy Wanjigi, the most brainy presidential candidate that we have. Thank you, very important.
Okay.
2 things, Jagero, as I finish. What I get from my people in the Luo Nation is that if a road is being built and other development projects are being done, the one term have to replace that with a better one. Because you can't tell me that a place like Suba South, which has had no tarmac, is having contractors on the road.
Where Mbadi comes
Can
from?
you wait? Having contractors on the road.
You said your last word.
But
Come on.
Mbadi comes from Suba South.
What does that mean?
It doesn't matter who comes from there. What I'm saying is those people seeing tarmac being done for the first time, when there was Kenyatta, there was Moi, there was Kibaki, there was Uhuru, and now there is Ruto. You might want to give them a bigger highway to move and leave this one and come to your side. Without that you are only coming with one-term slogan as a strategy to win them might be difficult. Lastly, I think Sifuna is in a fix because him and the team around him knows completely that Wamunyoro is a no-go zone for the people who believe in him. But again, he had stood together before the cameras and told the nation, even if it means to beg or to kuomba msamaha to Wamunyoro, he would do for the sake of having Ruto gone home. So he had declared that working with Rigathi is not a problem to him. So that again takes away. So if he goes to the other side, takes away from him. If he remains alone, he remains like the one who scattered the whole arrangement that could take Ruto home according to them.
Why are we talking as if Rigathi is a demon?
He is. Why do you think he is not?
More than Ruto?
Yeah,
so Ruto is an angel?
Actually more than Ruto. They are all demons, but a bigger demon. A bigger
So
demon.
you are supporting a lesser demon?
Yes.
Hey.
Thank you.
So you are a demonic worshipper?
You just called Ruto a
It doesn't
demon.
matter.
So
It
you
doesn't
are
matter.
not going to
Claim
be
that.
paid.
No, Adrian, the mantra is...
People in State House should see
Wait,
this.
the mantra is...
His payroll should be
when
reduced.
Rigathi stood up,
Yes.
Rigathi said...
Yes.
Anything Raila Odinga says yes to,
Yes.
our people must say no
Raila
to.
Odinga, they were
Wait,
arrested
can
last
you wait?
year.
Our people must say no
Bwana,
to. And anything he says no to, our people must say yes to. And recently,
Which people?
even after Raila Odinga had left,
Yes.
slept,
Yes.
he stood up again and said the reason why he broke rank with William is because William started...
Can I remind you what I used to say?
William started
Before he
talking...
joined the broadband.
William
Don't
started
speak for
talking
Luos,
to
speak for
Raila.
yourself.
And then
Stop
he-
speaking
You
for
are not a
Luos.
spokesperson of the
You
Luo
can't speak
community.
for the
I am
Luos.
a Luo more
You
than
can't.
you can be. So
You
can
are
you
not
speak?
even
I'm also a
Can you
Luo.
speak? Hey,
Why are you
this
speaking
one
for
is not
Luos?
Then
Speak for yourself. You
Yeah,
don't speak
I
for
am
Luos.
speaking to the
We have a
people
very
who are
big
listening.
faction of
So
Luos who
again,
support Edwin
this is
Sifuna
what happens.
and are not in the
Yeah,
broad-based
the same way
arrangement. In Siaya, people are saying one
the
term.
same way Rigathi
One
decided
term.
that
Rigathi
that
is going
Raila-
to cause
wait,
one term.
One
Either
term.
Elekni or
Stop
Wait,
speaking for
the same
Luos.
way
You
he
can't
said,
speak for Luos and just say we the
one
people.
Wait,
It's one
the
term
same
and it
way
is
he
one term.
declared
You had not shouted.
that Raila is
No,
it's the same
no.
way we have also declared
You can't
that
be
Rigathi is a no-go
No,
zone.
take away that
Whoever is
tribal
with Rigathi,
rhetoric.
we say no to that
Take
person.
away that
Full
tribal
stop.
rhetoric
It
from
doesn't
here.
matter. It doesn't matter.
You have no vote.
You are Luos'
have
biggest
votes.
You have
problems.
no
I have vote more than you.
You have no
Actually,
votes.
you might not imagine that I am supposed to be your vote, and you are here telling me I have no vote.
Mine you
Can
have,
you see?
but
I don't have yours. Now that you have
Mine is
declared,
vote.
no, now that you have declared you are with Rigathi, I have no vote for you. Thank you.
Jagero. Even Baba told us that even if you give Ruto 100 years, he will not do anything. So what changed? And the same Baba that told us even if you give Ruto 100 years, nothing will change. It is the same Baba who said again, "Munasema one term, then what?" Because everyone changes. So when you ask about
So
what
you think
Rigathi
Rigathi
said,
has changed?
everyone has changed the position, even you. In the last 2 years, you are saying Ruto must go. Today, you are saying he's a lesser demon. So how different are you from Rigathi Gachagua?
Very different.
You are not.
Very.
You are equally
So,
tribal.
if you are looking for my vote and
One
the people who believe in me, which I know,
term,
One term. Political headache ni
I
one
think you have
term.
lost it. Now I can
Whether
declare
Jagero
that
likes it or not, one term. One term.
Even if I lose, but one term.
Okay.
Even if we insult each other, one term.
One term.
So you will win by losing.
It's a shame that you are not going to be brave enough to say two term.
No, I am
He
two
can't
term,
say it.
obvious.
He can't say it because
He has
doesn't
never even
believe
said
in
it. He's
I
saying
am
it
too-
for the first time.
Wait.
I am two
Umewahi
term
kusikia
from the
akisema
first
two
day I came here.
No, he can't
Has he
say
ever
never
said
said
it? Has he ever said he's two term?
If your party
Never.
leader is not brave enough to say two term, so then who are you to say two term? Umewahi ona Oburu akisema two term?
Yeah.
Where?
Immediately.
Anasemanga tu power kumbe ni ya Senate. Tunajua.
But we have a party which is
Oburu said
functioning.
they will decide
Wait.
to get a presidential candidate
We
in
have a party
2027.
which is functioning,
Eh?
but you are making me debate with people who don't have a party. That's the problem. Because that one doesn't have any party. So when we talk about parties, why does he even have
Why
to
is
talk
he
about
calling
it?
me that one? Oh my God!
This one,
Jagero ends this podcast. That is
has a
very
pocket party,
no. You can't
which
call
is
me that
working
one.
in the pocket.
That one and
Kenyans
this
were
one.
one term before
No.
Rigathi joined them.
Simiyu has one party that
Why you
is in the
calling us
pocket.
this one and
I
that
don't know
one?
whether his
A
pocket
briefcase
or
party.
his pocket.
A briefcase party.
Yes. Adrian does
Whether
not know
it's-
where
No,
they are going to
you
end.
have
And
to
here you are.
respect Sifuna. When I was in Kisumu, I saw an office that is open and functioning.
Yes.
Which office?
Well, yes, Safina.
Yeah? Even if it's a wallet
It is
party.
the only one that is partyless is that one. That does not even have a
This is-
kinyozi.
this
So
is
Jagero,
as
you're
good
also
as
calling me that one.
He's calling us a small
F all of
party.
No, party with no one is not a party.
ODM is in Kango Kajaramogi. We know where ODM
Wait,
is.
ODM
it was
is dead.
you, two of you had spoken.
ODM was
and
Raila,
the
Raila
other
was
one-
This one is
ODM.
a son
Can
of
we allow the
Sinakuru.
can we allow the partyless to make
This
his
one
voice
is a son of
count?
Sinakuru.
Kukulubanga, dogman.
But again, I want to say very loudly.
Okay.
Ruto must go. That's a constant.
You already finished.
No, it's an emphasis.
I also think Ruto must go in 2032.
Somebody
have said Ruto must go.
Somebody saying that Jagero say something. Adrian, can you give me your closing remarks and do not shout, please.
I'm even tired. I've already shouted. I don't think if I even.
All right.
That
is good enough. People of the internet, it's always a pleasure having you here, Mr. TikTok lawyer. I want to thank you very much. You have been very consistent here, and we thank you for the words of wisdom that you always exude here on this podcast. Sifuna Party and Mr. Joachim, thank you very much. Pass our regards to Mr. Jimmy Wanjigi, the party leader. Tell him that we expect more from him now that he's out of the bunker. We expect a little more from him. Send our regards to the man on the mount. His Excellency the President, Dr. William.
To Jimmy very well, because that's the incoming head of state.
But I've talked about him without flower.
You are forgetting his name. You said pass our regards to. How can you forget the incoming head of state? This is very disrespectful.
Simil is becoming Meguna. Even when you give him accolades, he differs with you. When you differ with him, he differs with you.
That is a problem. That is a problem. Thank you very much, Meshach, for coming here. We don't take it for granted. I want to thank John Tez, who has been on the cameras. And on TikTok, I want to thank the gentleman, Mr. Frank, who is and the 639 people that are still here, that is talking on the chat. Thank you very much. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit on that notification bell so that ikiwa saa moja na nusu, you'll be notified that we are going live. Thank you very much. Until another episode, bye for now.
Subscribers ni wangapi?
This episode very much, and I just had a break to take. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many jobs around the world, and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjigero.co.ke.